Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am the Inconsequential Runner, and again, we have with us Coach Mark. Hello, Coach Mark.
Oh, hi, Darcy. Good to see you again. Yeah, your curly questions.
Okay. Oh, hey, that's what these videos are all about, throwing the curly questions at a coach who knows how to answer them. And today's short, sharp question, we've probably got a really big one because the way we perform in a race, our warm-up has a massive influence, I think, and in my experience, on how we go in the race. We've all had that experience where we've turned up to the race with only 2 minutes to go, and we've hit the start line, and we've tried to run as fast as we can, cold, and things, unless you're 16, 17, 18, things are going to go pear-shaped. So here's the question for you, Coach Mark. Let's dive straight into it. What is the best warm-up? So I imagine there's some components to the best warm-up. There's going to be no specific thing, but Coach Mark, tell us what we should have in our warm-up or what would define a good warm-up for us pre-race. Take us through the best warm-up.
Yeah. Well, the best way I can answer that is to tell you the warm-up that I do, and then we can go from there. But I've essentially done the same warm-up for about the last 40 years.
So
I was taught it by my coach. Yeah, I was taught by my coach when I was just a youngster, and honed into me, and it worked for me then. So it works for me now, and I do the same thing pretty much for my speed sessions as I do for my races. I know I'm confident if I complete this warm up, I'm ready to race or ready to run. Ready to run well. It's simple. And sound. Yeah. So what I do to start with.
Okay, so whether you're going to go and do some racing or just a session, you'd use fundamentally the same warm-up?
Fundamentally the same warm-up. Yeah. The only things I might change are the length of it, possibly, depending on, and that could be depending on the distance I'm racing over. Right. How cold or hot it is, those sort of things, how nervous I am, that type of thing. But generally it's the same. I think we've said in an earlier video that if you have a routine to fall back on, it alleviates anxiety, and it's one thing that you can control. So when you're in the race, there's lots of things that can go on.
Yep.
You nail your warm-up, you're good.
Do you know what? You've sold that to me, and I think that's critical, having that one type of warm-up that you can just depend on, that is going to be pretty much the same. As you say, some components might change depending on the length of the race, but something that is like a fundamental thing that you can depend on. Now, what is it? You've whet my appetite. I've got pen and paper ready. I'm going to start to take notes. So take us through this warm-up.
Well, it's not that exciting, and probably that's the beauty of it in a way. So it's quite simple. So what I do is I start off going for a jog.
Yep.
And that could be between 10 to 20 minutes. So okay. I start off very slowly, and I gradually get a bit quicker.
Yep.
So in the last minute of that, I want to be running around about half marathon pace. So you're effectively going from resting to running, and getting the breathing going a little bit, and you should be feeling pretty warm and a bit sweaty by the end of that.
Okay.
So that's what I do.
So it's a progressive jog. Oh, I say progressive. I don't know if that's the right term. So you might even start out at 6, 7, 8 minute kilometers. Whatever. Don't worry about it. Whatever. Yeah. Don't go. Just let your body naturally warm up. So if we're talking miles, we're talking probably 10-minute, 9-minute miles maybe, and then you're getting progressively faster. But whatever is round about your half marathon pace, that's sort of where you're going to be finishing it. So start slow, but work your way over 10 to 20 minutes, just depending on. Okay.
Yep. So then I go from there. I do dynamic stretches, and there's a number of these you can do, but I just limit it to 2. So that's basically just leg swings. So I swing my legs backwards and forwards 10 times each leg.
So backwards and forwards means if my body's facing this way, my legs coming in front and going behind.
You got it.
Okay.
Swinging like that. Yep. And then the second one, I just swing the legs side to side.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty simple.
Okay.
So what you're doing there, you're just effectively loosening up the hips and the muscles that come off the hips, which is you want. That's what dictates your stride length. You see.
All right. Now, how many leg swings would we do? I'm a detail guy, so I'm thinking numbers. Are we doing 10 swings or 20, or and what's a swing? Is it all the way forwards and all the way back is one, or is
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, all the way forwards, all the way back, and
All
I
the
do
way
10.
back is one. Okay, so we know what a one looks like. So what sort of quantity are we looking at doing?
I do 10 of them.
10.
10 swings, easy
10.
number.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it is an easy number. Okay. So you probably knock that out in around about a minute 20, maybe?
Yeah.
For the left leg,
Doesn't
10,
take
right
long.
leg, 10, then side to
Yeah.
side. Okay.
Using a tree, a railing, something solid, to hold on to. Then I do drills. So I do marches, which focus on my upper body. So I focus on good arm swing. So that's and staying tall. So I do 20 marches, walk back, and I do that 4 times.
Are you
4 times
skipping
20.
or are you marching like one foot stays on the ground each time and you're just focusing on driving the knee? Okay.
Marching.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're marching. Okay.
Yep. Because then I go to 4 times 20 skips.
Gotcha. So
then this,
what's a skip? Is a skip your left leg, then your right leg, and that counts as one?
Yes,
okay,
it is.
Okay.
So effectively, so the marching, you're focusing on staying tall, action, and then the skipping is just the one step on from that. You do exactly the same, but then you're getting spring off the ankles. So again, that's getting it all the power ready for you.
Perfect.
And then I go to stride outs, 4 times 50-meter stride outs, at building up to race pace, no quicker.
So no quicker than race pace. So race pace will be the pace we want to maintain throughout the race. You're building up to that over your 50 meters.
Yep.
You're doing it. Sorry, did you say 4 times?
4 times.
And what's your gap in between each stride out then? Do you literally turn around and do a stride out again, or do you have a 10
I turn around and walk back slowly. So just like a slow, almost actually after each stride out, you sort of assess it and go, how did I feel in that?
Brilliant.
How was I moving? How's my body? Do I feel loose, etc., and then compare that to the next one. Because what should happen is each one you'll feel a little bit better, little bit better, little bit better.
Okay, brilliant. All right, let's go through this warm up. So that's it, is it, Coach Mark? Those 4 elements?
That's it. You're ready to race.
I always ask the time how long each element takes. The first element was the easy run, 10 to 20 minutes. So we know how long that takes. It's 10 to 20 minutes. Then you've got your leg swings, dynamic stretches you were talking about.
Yep.
2 dynamic stretches you do is your leg swings. I'm too excited. I wanted to go and do a warm up for a run now, but it's a rest day. So leg swings forwards, leg swings to the side. We're not testing our balance. So it's a case of hold on to something. Don't make your balance an extra component. Focus on the leg swing. And I think you said the key purpose of that was just your hip mobility or just getting your hips.
Yeah. So I should say actually, with the leg swings, you don't want to force them. So you'll start off. So if you think of a pendulum, it's just going a slight movement, and then it gradually gets more and more. So it's loosening up, much as you do with the stride outs.
Okay, so you're not going aggressively to the end of your range of motion. You're just okay. That's a good point. That's a good point, because I sometimes see some people do leg swings, and I think, gosh, that looks a bit aggressive. It looks like something's about to pop. Okay, that's a good.
Imagine that. Imagine pulling a muscle and the
warm-up's not the time. Okay, so we've got the easy run. We've got the dynamics, which is the leg swings to the forwards, to the side, 10 each, 1 being all the way forward, all the way back. That's 1 unit. Then we've got the marches, and so 20 each side, and 4 times over, you're marching. And then what was the other thing after the marching? Was it like the march?
Skipping.
Skipping. Okay. And remind me again, how many sets are we doing? Is it 4 of 20 again for the skips?
4 of 20 for both of them.
So that's easy to
That's
remember.
easy.
4
Yeah.
of 20 march, 4 of 20 skip. And going on that theme of 4, then 4 stride outs of 50 meters going up to race pace. So know what your race pace is, work up to that, walk back that 50 meters, might be 60 by the time you get back with a bit of a slowdown, who knows, but around about that sort of. But as you're walking back, take that opportunity to think about that previous stride out where you're going a bit fast, a bit slower, you're a bit tight somewhere. But take that opportunity to do some self-evaluation before the second, the third, and the fourth stride out. And I think you mentioned in a previous video, you're going to want to be doing your stride outs within 5 minutes of the start. So for those other, if you haven't seen that video, you're watching this, go and see some of the previous videos. There's a lot of other information that dovetails nicely into this. And that's your warm-up. So that looks to me, that could be anything from 20 minutes to 30 minutes, a roundabout, which is a nice way of planning when you start your warm-up before the race.
Yep. So and 30 minutes I find is about the time I would head off for my jog, and that also gives you time as well if you need a loo break or you need to change shoes or something like that.
Yeah,
strip your gear off. It gives you time for that as well.
yeah.
It just does that 5 minutes at the end, before you line up.
Yeah, perfect. Look, let's I've made a note too on the loo break. Hydration and knowing when to hydrate and the volumes and all of that, I think is critically important, right? So I've just made a note now. So Coach Mark, can we do that in the next video or the video after? So for those of you watching, if you want to know how much to hydrate and when to hydrate to make sure it doesn't affect your race, stay posted. Best way to stay posted, is just click that subscribe button. So when the next video comes up, you'll be alerted to it. So Coach Mark, are you okay with that? Either in the next video or the video after, let's talk about best hydration. We've got the best warm-up. Talk about best hydration.
Certainly.
You've given us a great plan. Any final words from you, Coach Mark? Otherwise, I think you've given us the perfect warm-up to use.
Well, if you've finished that perfect warm-up and then there's an announcement saying, look, there's a delay in the start by 5 minutes or something, what do? You just do some more stride outs. So you do another 50-meter stride out, and then walk around for a little bit longer. So you might be 1 minute, 2 minutes. So now you're thinking, I don't want to tire myself out, but I need to keep that sharpness that I've built myself up to this sort of period, this position where I'm ready to race. So you don't want to let go of that. So the worst thing you do is just stand around. So you just walk around, keep loose, and do another stride out, and you'll be. It sort of tops it up, and you'll be ready to go whenever they fire the gun.
Awesome. That's a good catch, just in case there are 5 minute, 7 minute delays. So, Coach Mark, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
All right, catch you in the next one.
Okay. See you, Darcy. Bye.
Bye.